Hey, are you guys ready to elevate your DIY skills? Well, of course you are. That's why you're here. I'm so excited to announce the HouseCalls Premium Ad-Free Membership. What is that? Well, you get a bunch of great stuff. You get exclusive member-only content. You can join me for live streams. We've got exclusive contests, sweepstakes, of course, easy-to-follow videos as well. Now, we've got a free 7-day trial. Just go to members.housecallsdiy.com.
We make things. We use our hands, minds, and machines to build, to fix, to improve. We're known as do-it-yourselfers, home improvement fans, fix-it fanatics, inventors. At our core, though, we're all makers. So let's jump in and make something. Hi, I'm Ron Hazelton. Welcome to the show. Today we're going to see how to turn just about any garage or basement into the ultimate workshop, complete with benches, counters, cabinets, and plenty of storage. Then we'll put in a composite porch railing system that's attractive, durable, virtually maintenance-free, and surprisingly easy to install. Finally, I'll introduce you to a few tips, techniques, and devices that will help you conserve water while keeping your lawn lush and healthy. You know, when I set this shop up a couple of years ago, I gave some thought to organization, but not a whole lot. Now that I've had a chance to use it for a while, well, I've decided it's time for a shop makeover. For one thing, I've accumulated a lot of materials and small parts, and I often have trouble putting my hands on what I want. So I'm going to dedicate this wall back here to organization, so I can find what I want when I want it. Now over here, well, the organization's not too bad, but things like this I kind of want out of sight behind doors. So I'm going to go for a cleaner, more contemporary look. Well, the first thing, of course, though, is out with the old. Wow, kind of like a blank canvas, isn't it? Now I've been thinking about what I want to do here, and I've made up a sketch. Down here on the bottom, I'm going to put a run of base cabinets. Some of them will have doors and some drawers. Then on top of that, a nice heavy countertop, probably something in wood. And then up here, some wall cabinets. We'll have doors on those. And then I'm going to leave space in between for a tool board. Now these are the cabinets that I'm going to be using for this wall over here. They're from Stanley, and they're designed specifically for basement, garage, and workshop storage. What I like about them is that they're strong, yet lightweight, and they hang very easily using a series of these clips. I'll mount these on the wall in a level line, and then all I have to do is hang the cabinet on the clip. Now this is the height at which I want to mount this row of clips, and the easiest way for me to get a level line all the way down the wall is with this laser level. This is actually called an air grip from Ryobi, and it's got a little onboard vacuum pump. So all I have to do is align this with that mark, rotate the head here until the bubble on the level falls between the two lines here. And now I've got a perfectly straight and level line all the way down the wall. With the clips attached to the wall, all I have to do is hang the cabinets in place. Now, it doesn't get much easier than this, and it's the kind of design I really appreciate, especially when I'm working by myself.
A couple of screws inside lock the cabinets in place. Additional clips provide even more load capacity and prevent the bottom from pulling away from the wall. The base cabinets go in just as easily. I check for level as I go and make any necessary adjustments by screwing the leg bottoms up or down.
Pretty nice, huh? Now I'm going to splurge a little bit on the countertop and install this 1.5 inch thick solid hardwood. I think it's going to contrast very nicely with this more contemporary look over here. Now on this wall I've got plenty of counter space and great storage for my tools. Over here I'm going for something different. Here, I want storage for small parts and materials, and this is what I've come up with. A series of shelves on which I'm going to put plastic boxes and bins of all sorts. Now, the key for me right here is flexibility and adaptability, and I think I've found just the system that'll give me that.
The shelving I'm going to install requires that I start by drawing a level line near the top of the wall. Here, too, the self-attaching laser level seems like the ideal tool for the job. The next step, though, is a bit awkward, to say the least.
You know, I'm often working by myself like this, and it can really be a struggle trying to hold one piece up with your hand while you're getting a screw started with the other. So here's a way to give yourself an extra pair of hands.
The solution is really quite simple. I just drive a finish nail into the wall and set one end of my workpiece on top. Now I can easily hold the opposite end with one hand while leaving my other hand free to use the driver.
Now this is the max load shelving system from Closet Made, and the reason it's so flexible is that the entire system hangs from this rail right here.
Once it's up, I just hook the ends of the standards over the bottom edge of the rail and slide them into the best positions. Shelf supports then clip into the standards. Next, I set the shelves on the supports, engage the hooks at the rear, and snap them into position. Once the shelves are in place, I install a couple of screws in each standard to keep them from moving side to side. With this system, I can also hang cabinets on the same standards used for the shelving. Now, this is especially useful here since this concrete footing would prevent me from pushing freestanding cabinets up against the wall. The right-hand cabinet has drawers. The left, shelving and doors. This system comes with a pre-finished counter that rests on top. On the shelves, I'm putting plastic parts bins. Strips of 1x2 will create a space behind the pegboard that will allow the pegs to grip on the back side. The pegboard itself is a new product with a surface that has a titanium carbon fiber look. Drywall screws attach the board to the 1x2s and blend in so well they're barely visible. These plastic tool holders lock in place with a push of this screw head. They won't pull out when the tools are removed or replaced, and come in a variety of shapes for everything from pliers to drills.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. It's too good looking to be practical, right? Well, the fact is I got almost everything that I wanted. Over here, I've got plenty of storage for all those materials in these bins and all these pull-out cases down here. Also got doors and drawers below. Over on this side, a great pegboard. Tools are out in the open where I can see them. And remember how messy these shelves were? Well, now everything is behind doors up here, and I've put a lot of it in these pull-out bins. And down here, underneath the bench top, plenty of additional storage behind all these doors and drawers. Well, as they say, a place for everything and everything in its place. I guess it's time for me now to get to work. Now, looks can sometimes be deceiving. Take this porch railing, for example. From a distance, it looks fine. But on closer inspection, it's clear that it's seen better days.
Flaking paint and rotted wood have rendered it not only unattractive, but also unsafe. The railing is too far gone for repair. The only option that makes sense is to replace it. Demolition is fairly straightforward. The rails were toe-nailed into the posts and house and are easily cut away using a reciprocating saw. A pry bar and claw hammer make short work of removing what remains. After a trip to the Home Improvement Center to pick up the new fence, we unload it and get to work installing. The pre-assembled railing is made from a composite material by Barrett Outdoor Living. We're going to begin by digging post holes for the stair railings, using first a shovel and then a clamshell post hole digger. Next, we cut the composite post sleeve to length. Inside the sleeve, we place a pressure-treated 4x4, then plastic inserts at the bottom and top. Then the post is set in place, plumbed, and the hole is backfilled with gravel and soil. Now the posts are pre-drilled for the railing brackets. Then the brackets are clamped in position and secured in place with rust-resistant screws. This mounting plate with a convex back is designed specifically for attaching the upper ends of the stair railings to the round porch columns. The plate is mounted first, then railing bracket bases are installed, top and bottom. Plastic plugs conceal the screw holes. Next, the composite rails are cut to length, and plastic angle brackets are attached to the ends. The pre-assembled sections are set in place and lowered so that the angle brackets engage the bracket bases. Anchor pins are inserted and snapped into place. Then the entire assembly is locked in position with rust-resistant screws. The process is repeated on the other side. Finally, adhesive is applied to the composite post caps and they're set in place. The posts on the porch deck have an inner steel column with a mounting flange at the bottom. Clearance holes are drilled through the deck. Bolts are inserted. A metal support plate is slipped on underneath, and the nuts are threaded on and then tightened with a socket. Pilot holes are drilled through the remaining two holes since they sit over the porch rim joist. Lag screws are inserted and tightened until secure. Next, a plastic insert is slipped over the steel column and pushed to the bottom. The composite post sleeve is placed over that. Additional inserts are added at the top, making a snug fit between the steel column and the sleeve. Then a trim ring is slipped over the post and lowered to the bottom. With the post in place, rail mounting cleats are attached top and bottom. Where the rails will connect to the columns, the convex column base plates are installed first. Then the rail mounting cleats are fastened on top. The pre-built railing sections are cut to length, fitted with end brackets, positioned over the mounting cleats, and lowered into place so that the brackets and cleats engage each other. Then, a rust-resistant screw is installed to lock the assembly together. Finally, glue is applied to the remaining post caps, and they're set in place.
A composite railing system like this one is strong, durable, virtually maintenance-free, and guaranteed against cracking, warping, mold, and mildew. Now, how can you beat that? How do you water enough to make sure that your garden and lawn look great, but at the same time not waste water? Here's how.
Water timers, moisture sensors, and rain monitors are all designed to help you strike that delicate balance between having healthy plants and conserving water. Timers have an onboard battery that should last for an entire watering season. A basic digital water timer screws onto any outdoor faucet. The hose attaches to the timer. Programming consists of telling the timer how often you want to water, what time of day, and for how long. This timer has two watering outlets. One is timed, the other is not. It allows you to wash the car or handle any other watering need without disturbing the timed setup. A two-zone timer lets you schedule separate watering times for two different areas. It works with conventional sprinklers as well as low-pressure and drip systems. This rain monitor functions with any electronic timer. When it rains and the cup collects a half-inch of water, the monitor prevents watering at the next scheduled time by shutting off the flow right here at the sprinkler. The monitor resets and drains itself automatically in preparation for the next watering cycle. This sensor monitors the moisture in the soil. It transmits a wireless signal to a receiver attached to the electronic water timer. When the soil is sufficiently wet, the sensor tells the timer not to water. As the soil begins to dry out, the sensor signals the timer to resume the watering schedule.
So this season, be water wise when it comes to your lawn and garden.
To view today's projects again and countless more, go to HouseCallsDIY.com. Step-by-step home improvement tips when you need them.
I'm Brian Kelsey. Welcome to House Calls. Join us as we tackle some great home projects, as well as look back at favorites from Ron Hazelton on House Calls.